Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be going back to the method of getting views, and so we're going to be looking at the 10 characters that I believe should have been implemented more into the Arkham games, or at least should be in the future. And just to make it clear, if there's some small reference to them in one of the Arkham games, for example something like the ventriloquist, that doesn't really count. Though I won't bring up the ventriloquist, or maybe I will. Guess you'll have to wait and watch to find out. And please don't look at the timestamps. But anyways, let's just get into the first one.
Daddy's working, kitten. Can't this wait until...
Killer Moth. Now, Moth is absolutely one of my favorite characters in DC and pretty much all their universes, because when he's not being bullied by DC and their executives, he's actually pretty badass. Now, in the Arkham games, we've gotten a few mentions of the man, the myth, the legend, but not much else. The most we've gotten is this in Asylum, which kind of sad, and of course this voice line, which talks about Jason killing Killer Moth.
He's the one who took out Killer Moth.
You're fucking joking. Killer Moth does not deserve an off-screen death. If we're gonna see fucking Copperhead and Firefly, you've got to be kidding me. And of course, no offense to those two, but really, we see Deacon Blackfire and not Killer Moth? Well, okay, sorry. I'm getting a bit pissed, but I mean, come on, man, really. We've seen so many times his martial arts abilities actually matching up to Batman. Yes, matching up. Look it up if you don't believe me. As well as him just being a badass character. Now, I'm not saying he needs a huge portion of an Arkham game or in the future, or be a main villain at all. Just maybe a mission like Fireflies or Mad Hatter, or something kind of small, but just cool. Even a Deathstroke and Origins type fight would do him justice. But anyways, let me move on. And please let me know if you guys agree with your with my love on Killer Moth.
That crossover was mean as hell.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
What? No.
But anyways,
And you, Vermin, do not belong here.
now this one is an absolute must-have for the Arkham games. That, in my opinion, Gotham Knights did well. And of course, I'm talking about the Court of Owls. Now, the court has been mentioned with a few miscellaneous details here and there, but nothing of substance. And holy, do we need them? Or it needed them. The court is a legendary power that always tells a great story within a piece of media. In my opinion, they've had their hands in Gotham for a long time within the Arkhamverse. I talked a lot about that in this vid, but anyways, they would make the Arkhamverse just so much more meaningful and have a deeper backstory, and it would also create an entire storyline that could carry an entire Arkham game. So please, trust me, this would be so good. If they were portrayed well in a game like Gotham Knights, they would probably be phenomenal in a new Arkham game. No hate to Gotham Knights, it's not that bad. It's overhated, but we can discuss that in the comments.
Dun dun dun.
Onomatopoeia is such an interesting character in DC to me, and a very cruel one. And if characters like Professor Pig were done so well within the Arkham games, Onomatopoeia would have the potential to do really well. Again, similar to Killer Moth, maybe not all too big of a part, but him having an entire DLC where maybe Bruce is truly tested as a detective, following Onomatopoeia's spree murders through the underbelly of Gotham, would be sick in my opinion. And with his diverse dialogues like pow, ouch, and boom, yeah, it could be pretty awesome. And quickly, I also think he could work in the Batman universe, Robert Pattinson's. Let me know if you agree. But anyways, the Arkhamverse strives so well when we have a big scary villain like Titan Joker, Scarecrow, etc. But at the very same time, characters like Pig, Deacon Blackfire, and Onomatopoeia make the Arkhamverse truly terrifying in so many ways. Having these smaller time characters, I feel like some people think that it's just not necessary for a video game, but it definitely deepens the lore in my opinion and kind of the backstories of everything. But anyways, I'm yapping, let's move on.
Gaga with a 50% chance of schizophrenia.
Now, you could definitely argue that this character has technically appeared various times throughout the Arkham games in the form of Jack Ryder. And yeah, of course, I'm talking about the Creeper.
Creeper. Oh, man.
Now, if you didn't know, in various renditions of the character, Jack Ryder, of course, he is an alter ego of the Creeper. But I'm not going to go into the whole backstory, but his character is pretty sick, and a mission showing Jack Ryder unknowingly turning into the Creeper at night would be awesome. Also, the Creeper just fit into the Arkhamverse really well in my opinion, but there also have been a few actual pieces of evidence. For example, his Arkham Asylum bio saying he legit just turns into the Creeper, but again, the Arkham Asylum bios are a bit iffy to say the least, and most of them are just kind of comic book stuff and just like general knowledge rather than like their actual Arkhamverse characters. But in Arkham City, of course, Quincy Sharp also name drops the Creeper. So yeah, he probably does exist in the Arkhamverse, but until we actually see him, I just won't be happy. He would be pretty sick, and let me know if you guys agree.
You see, I love them more than you could ever know.
Now, what is more fitting in an Arkham game than the guy who takes children and turns them into dolls? Well, Dollmaker. Similar to Mad Hatter height-wise and brain-wise, but also Professor Pig with his creepy surgery shit he does in his free time. Anyways, jokes aside, Dollmaker would be such a great fit within the Arkham games in my opinion. First, Bruce hearing about missing children, investigating a creepy doll factory, and finding this monstrosity. That would be so sick to see, and I would honestly love to play through that. This would really mess with Batman in like a myriad of ways, and to see him come to realize what the Dollmaker is actually doing to these kids, let's just say Bruce would not be too happy at all. And one of my favorite depictions of Dollmaker was here in an animated Batman movie. I forget which one. Eddie and the Arkham boss will figure it out. It's this one. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. But anyways, even in this short time we see Dollmaker, it already messes with Bruce and Robin's head a ton, and implementing this into the Arkham games would be peak. Also, the Arkham games are famous for how creepy they are already, and this would just add to that aroma. But anyways, let's move on.
White is the classic Finding Nemo tale, but about 2000.
This one's definitely a bit risky, a bit weird, and I don't know how well it actually would work, but the Joker... Nah, I'm kidding. The Great White Shark. Now, I know we haven't seen all that much of his character like Black Mask, but if Arkham were to go really deep into the criminal underworld, he would definitely fit in. Running drugs and guns, he's a character that is very much underappreciated in DC in my opinion, but a cool one at that. I love his head. But, whoa! Wait! And if we could get more of a look between gang competition within the Arkham games and Gotham City, that would be so sick. As well as him being such a great character, and his style of character would definitely be able to blend in well within the Arkham games. And though we did see him a lot in Arkham Knight, like Black Mask of course, he was still a great character and had a big impact on the games. And anyways, I think Great White Shark would just be awesome, and you really don't see him much in DC media at all besides the comics, so let me know what you guys think.
As his world grew darker, so did ours. When his war ended, our lives could begin again.
James Gordon Jr., to me, would fit really well into the Arkham games. We've already seen posters of him in Metropolis, and that alone made me so excited to see him if he ever at all appears. But I know I've said this a lot, but a DLC where we get to play as Gordon following a string of gruesome murders with his own son at the head of it, and seeing him more and more terrified of what his son James Gordon Jr. has done, yeah, that would be so good. Well, not for Gordo, but not even just Gordon, I guess, either. Seeing Oracle maybe being with Bruce, working on this case, knowing that's her brother, could open up her character more and show her emotions on the topic. But it also could be kind of weird because there's been almost next to nothing on him throughout the Arkham games, and Gordon, Bruce, and Oracle never really talk about him at all throughout the games. It would be a bit weird him just popping up, but again, maybe the DLC could be much earlier on in the timeline if that would kind of work, but I don't know. It would be really great, but let's move on. Now, I know that Prometheus has been name dropped so many times for people wanting to see him in the Arkham games, and he was supposed to, but he's never actually made an on-screen appearance. But we need him. The only issue is that he's kind of similar to Azrael in the way of being a sort of opposite to Batman, kind of. But holy shit, he would be so great in the Arkham trilogy. Seeing him trying to take down the GCPD or killing other superheroes while Batman is trying to track him down and save anybody who he can would be awesome. Or something even cooler, maybe if Bruce is too busy in Gotham, he tasks Azrael to go and hunt down Prometheus. Of course, talking about the Azrael good ending, which, let's be honest, is the canon one. Anyways, he would hunt down Prometheus, where we'd get a fight as Azrael, which I know we've all wanted to do more than anything in the Arkham series. But he would be going against another extremely talented martial artist like Prometheus. That would be so good. But anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Prometheus is a definite must-have within the Arkhamverse, and I hope we get to see him eventually.
I'm sending you back to the ventriloquist where you belong.
Well, the puppet was in the GCPD evidence room. Oh, but he was in radio signal in Arkham City. Shut up! Scarface has been has been teasing us since we first learned about him within the Arkham series. He's such a great character. He's even got the Gotham accent. And in all seriousness, I need to see Arnold Wesker more. He may even show up in the Arkham Shadow game, but he's also been a long time coming, and I really do hope we can see him. He's such an infamous character in the Gotham underworld and would fit really well into the Arkham games. Arnold's deep-rooted connection with his puppet is such a cool aspect of him, and fits really well into the psyche of the other members of Bruce's rogue gallery. Also, it'd just be funny to see Wesker be controlled by his puppet the entire time. I believe that after Frank Boyle's death, he was reincarnated into the puppet, and now terrorizes Gotham. Anyways, let me know if you guys agree. But let's go ahead and move on to our final, much-needed character. Now, this one's pretty much just a prediction for the next Arkham game, if there is one. I know there's been some talking about it all online, but you never know. But She-Bat, I mean, after we find out that she actually is alive after Arkham Knight, or in Arkham Knight, I really do think that if there's going to be some similarities between the playstyle of Knight and a new game, a new Arkham game, she'll be in there. I mean, the Man-Bat jump scare and mission is already quite infamous, and I think the studio would definitely implement the She-Bat after her Easter egg in Knight. And she would be badass, as well as her inclusion keeping the scary aspects of the Arkham games alive. I mean, it would be hilarious if we got another Man-Bat jump scare while gliding around with She-Bat. I mean, that would be hilarious, and I know it would get all of us. Also, her character to me is either equally terrifying to Man-Bat or just even more. I mean, look at her. No, not that one. This one. Or, I mean, we could get a She-Bat game, you know. This to me could definitely happen if there's a new Arkham game. And she's a really terrifying character, but also just a really, really cool one at that, and we don't really see her much in DC media, like, at all. And I would love to see how she reacts when she returns back to her human self, back to her scientist self, after becoming the She-Bat for the first time, and maybe talking to Kirk. Anyways, just be really cool, and I really like that one. But, sadly, that's it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one, and please do let me know what characters should have been in the Arkham games, or who you think deserves to be in the future Arkham media. But other than that, let me know if you have any video ideas you want to see in the future. I love hearing from you guys, and it really does help. I have made a couple videos based off of your comments, so you never know. But other than that, I'm gonna quit yapping, and stay safe, and goodbye.